Welcome back, everyone, to the Charlotte Hornets MyLeague here on NBA2K20. As you can see, our Hornets aren't doing too hot, 13-39. We are getting pretty close to the trade deadline, in which we will be selling. Trade deadline will be in today's episode, as you can probably tell by the thumbnail and the title. We'll also be playing that game against the Denver Nuggets, which will be before the deadline by about 3 weeks. So, looking at this roster, looking at a few guys who could potentially get moved, we're going to start off with the Frenchman, Nicolas Batum, and he has 2 years left on his deal. The second year is a player option, but he's obviously going to take it, so he basically has 2 years left. And he's just been a bench player this year, and Charlotte does not really have a purpose for him long term, so maybe it makes sense to get out of his contract now rather than later. Another guy I want to look at is Cody Zeller. His stats have gone down noticeably this season, and it just does not look like a good situation for him ever since he came to Charlotte. Hasn't really developed. He also has 2 years left on his contract, and it isn't as bad, but I wouldn't call that a good contract by any means. Zeller could be a guy on his way out, maybe building for Willie Hernangomez to be the future center. And then the last guy I want to look at, Terry Rozier. And he just signed here this offseason, and he's been a bench player ever since the acquisition of Justice Winslow. Pretty big contract, so he's definitely a wild card for his team going forward. How will they use him? We will have to see. And his contract is up until he's 27, so it is his prime, but still, he's not that special of a player. So here's a look at Batum's offers, and as you can see, they are not pretty at all. So it'll be hard to move him. And then looking at Cody Zeller, they're also not pretty. Dante Exum is there. Gary Harris is there. I'm sure the Nuggets would never do that. That's just unrealistic. Thomas Bryant there as well. He was traded for J.J. Redick. And I don't really get that move for Washington, but okay. And then looking at Terry Rozier, the offers are a little bit more enticing. There's Steven Adams, who's on the Nuggets, because 2K always trades him in every single MyLeague, it seems like. I don't get that at all, but whatever. As we have some NBA basketball, the Hornets set to take on the Denver Chicken Nuggets. And as you can see, regular starting five here for Charlotte. There's Jamal Murray, $170 million man. As there's Paul Millsap, green bean machine. He hits the three-pointer to fall. Hornets up by 2. As here is Gary Harris over to Paul Millsap. Misses it, gets his own board, and puts it back in. Busy game in this one for the veteran Millsap. Now 7-6. There's Michael Porter Jr. for 3. Second-year man, technically rookie out of Missouri. As it's 10-6. Hornets passing it around. There's Justice Winslow from Atlanta, far away. Reservations for 3, please. Gary Harris over to Millsap, who gets it to MPJ, Michael Porter Jr. for 3. There's Nikola Jokic, the superstar center, over to Jamal Murray, fadeaway tray ball, 11-16. Now Malik Monk getting in on the funk. He gets the three-pointer. Now it's 14-19. Miles Bridges with the drive and the one-handed slammer, jammer. Second-year man out of Michigan State. There's Monte Morris, the former Iowa State Cyclone, driving to the rim with ease, and then an and one for Steven Adams. Zeller called for the foul as it's 25-20. Nice fadeaway for Malik, making it look Beasley. Malik Beasley in his 4th year out of Florida State. As Batum misses, gets his own board, and the Frenchman, with the putback. Now 24-35. There's Dwayne, give me that crispy bacon with the steal over to Willie Hernangomez, who gets the layup to fall. Now it's 26-35. Bacon's going to stop, pop, and drop. He gets the three-pointer to fall. Another former Florida State Seminole. Then the rookie sensation to be exact, P.J. Washington misses, but Willie Hernangomez hits the layup. Of course, Hernangomez played his brother in this game. The Nuggets have the Spanish forward Juan Hernangomez. It's Michael Porter Jr. with the slam. 31-37. Hernangomez catch and shoot, making it look easy. There's Michael Porter with the steal once again, and he's just going to be weak. He doesn't even go for the dunk. Just going for the simple layup. It does fall as it's 33-41. Here's Gary Harris cooking Justice Winslow. There might have been some ankle breaking on that one too from Harris. As then Malik Monk, nice dart by the way from Justice Winslow, getting across court. And then here's Devontae Graham over to Bridges. Fadeaway is good at the buzzer. Hornets only down by 9 heading into halftime. Starting off the second half, it'll be Jamal Murray for 3. 42-54. Harris inbounds it to Nikola Jokic. And Jokic had a very quiet day in this one. Only 2 points in the first half. But he does get the and one to fall. The Serbia native with that one. Hernan Gomez called for the fouls. It's 44-56. Winslow step back, splash. Nothing but net for the Duke Blue Devil as it's 47-56. Here's Murray over to Paul Millsap. Another green bean machine as Jokic, nice putback. Nobody in front of him. That's just light work for the big man. And then Jokic for 3. It'll fall. This is the superstar Nikola Jokic, who we all know and love, as it's 51-67. There's Justice Winslow with the and one, making it look easy. Juan Hernan Gomez misses that one. Nice defense from Brother Willie. However, Steven Adams would put it back as it's 58-69. Giggity. Batum misses. However, P.J. Washington will be blocked. Get it back. And third time is the charm, cutting the lead down to 9. And then a steal for Terry Rozier. Scary Terry over to Nicholas Batum. Fadeaway 3-ball. That one will fall as Batum cuts the lead to 6. Now it's an 8-point game. Jokic with the nasty slam. And then Juan Hernan Gomez with the layup. Now it's 65-75. Adams over to Jokic, who misses, gets his own board and puts it back in. Very busy third quarter, as you can see, for Jokic. As 65-77. Graham with a nasty step back. Nice defense from Monty Morris, but it's clearly not enough. And then starting the fourth quarter, quick dunk for Harris. And then Malik Beasley with it over Scary Terry. It falls. Now a 15-point Nugget lead as Michael Porter Jr. hits the layup. Not looking good for Charlotte. Gary Harris now for 3. Nothing but net. Reservations for 3, please. 72-92. There's P.J. Washington from Atlanta, far away. Washington third among Rookie of the Year voting right now, just behind Ja Morant and Zion Williamson. As there's Murray with the and one. 79-95. About 30 seconds to go. Jokic trying to get some finishing touches as he passes it to Paul Millsap for the and one. That's the icing on the cake. 100-81 is your final. Denver Nuggets get the win. They improve to, I believe, 22-20, I want to say. So here's a look at your all-star teams. LeBron and Giannis were the captains. And I think the only real surprises are that Andre Drummond and Nikola Vucevic are starters, rather than guys like Kat or Jokic or Embiid. And I'm a Pistons fan, and let me tell you, those 3 guys are far better than Andre Drummond. So now it's trade deadline time, and let me tell you, there was a nuke from Kim Jong-un that was put on this Charlotte Hornets team. This squad is about to look totally different for the most part. First player we have here is Dwayne Bacon. He's a guy who I really want to build around, but you may notice he only has 1 year left on his contract, and he is very frustrated with the team. He wants nothing to do with this organization after this year, so we don't have a choice but to get the best value possible for him. So Bacon, Kendrick Nunn, and a Cleveland second-round pick are headed to the Timberwolves for Jalen Noel and Keita Bates-Diop. Noel was a second-round pick out of Washington in this year's draft, really nice sharpshooter, and the Keita Bates-Diop is a talented player in his own right, hasn't missed a shot yet this year. So we're getting 2 young players who I feel like we can build around for sure in exchange for Kendrick Nunn, who doesn't play, and then Bacon will not be back next year most likely. And then there's rookie Cody Martin, 24-72. Why not make that a little bit better? So we're going to get Admiral Schofield from the Wizards, who's a little bit younger, has a little bit more upside. And as you may notice, the Hornets made a lot of trades today. Most of them aren't sexy, but small moves that get the job done. And then Angel Delgado will be swapped with Jordan McRae. So Delgado and Martin are headed to Washington. Schofield and McRae are headed to Charlotte. And then another guy I want to build around is Willie Hernan Gomez. I think he can be this team's franchise center, but the same problems with Dwayne Bacon. He only has 1 year left on his contract, and he does not want to stick around. So, Hernangomez has been dealt to the Atlanta Hawks along with Isaiah Roby, who was acquired a couple months ago from the Dallas Mavericks. And I really like Roby, versatile defender, and he has a nice scoring touch as well. But they're headed to the Hawks in exchange for Bruno Fernando, a rookie center from Maryland, who has some nice upside, along with a future first-round pick. Obviously, trading those two guys aren't ideal, but I do think we did a good job of maximizing our value, getting a young, talented center in Fernando, along with a first-round pick, which can be used as value down the line, whether we draft a player with that or trade it. I assume the Hawks will be good by then. And then, simming the first day with our new squad, PJ Washington's out 6 to 8 weeks, which is rough. So now more trades. We're not done yet. Bismack Biyombo, 1 year left. Not really a part of his future. He's going to the Mavericks for Justin Jackson and James Johnson. Jackson's a young player who we can maybe build around off our bench. And then Johnson, remember, he was part of the Justice Winslow deal, so we got him and then sent him to the Mavericks because he did not want to stay here. And 2 months later, he does not want to remain in Charlotte once again. So he is headed to sort of a championship contender for Toronto Raptors, along with Jordan McRae, for Norman Powell and Malcolm Miller. Powell is a nice bench piece, and Malcolm Miller is just there as, just there. And Johnson can give Toronto a little bit of an upgrade off the bench. And then the final trade, Malcolm Miller for a 2024 second from the Blazers. So, new team, I get it. And the main core of this team did stay in stacked. It was just the rest of the team, the lower tier guys. They're all gone pretty much, outside of like Devontae Graham, who isn't even a lower tier guy because I can say that. And then Jamal Crawford's going to be signed because there needs to be an extra roster spot, and this team is extremely young, so having his leadership can be valuable. So here's a look at the team. PJ Washington, obviously not in the starting lineup because of his injury. Nicholas Batum is there. And here's a look at the new bench rotation. Jalen Noel and Bruno Fernando are in the G League for right now. So that'll do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. What do you think of a new look team? And this is certainly a core who I think we can build around. As always, have a good one.